and they observe the fear and horror of people within, outside the 6-foot radius. Hope nobody is sick out there. I do advocate the wearing of the mask and the social distancing and the washing of the hands. And I guess now they're saying the CDC says now there's a question about whether you get it from contact of surfaces. I certainly don't think it's necessarily that it's from the 5G directly. However, it is my opinion as a non-scientist that the 5G power is not exactly that good for the human body. There's questions about it. Just as people used to say, it's not that great to live under some massive power lines. But if you talk to people in tech, they'll be like, we get just as much as more radiation from the sun or energy, whatever. So there is always a wise ass who's, if you bring up any questions, they're going to say that you're Alex Jones or something like that. And truth be told, some people gravitate to more fanciful answers, and it's not always right either. How is everybody doing in the new normal? I admit to the fact that the very phrase "the new normal" is repulsive to me. Even the phrase "social distancing" bothers me. Shelter in place bothers me. Every time they have one of these events, there's now a catchphrase thing. It's not a great thing, but micro racism. What is that? Microaggressions. Uh, how about just somebody's mean? I mean, there's a new word for everything. And how dare you question the microaggressions or whatever? And there's also too much of a kind of heated emotion around the criticism of these things. For instance, everybody by now, or many people by now, have seen I don't even know what Twitcher is. I guess it's a streaming platform for gaming or something. And now the deer person is out there. The person who's like, I have power. I'm a deer. If you're bad, I won't let you. I mean, I agree that they should call this person out because they're be, it was the temptation to criticize them is probably pretty great. The dear person. I don't even know what Twitcher is. Streaming. And sorry if I've offended anybody who's offended by that, being offended by that, or if anybody if I'm in this YouTube, I didn't mean to say anything bad about the person. I'm just saying it was like the guy who started weeping when Britney Spears was getting put upon, and then they made that person famous. It's just an emotional train wreck that is compelling, I guess. You just want to look at it for a moment, and I guess that's very valuable currency in this new world. How's your new normal doing? What's the new normal? Is it producing fear? Is there a lot of stories of these grandparents? You will never meet your grandbaby again. You never will, and we never know. And when will it be? Oh, 2 years. It does seem that if you got on board with all of this stuff, life would be easier, right? You just did everything. Science. You get it's like a heresy now, and the it's out there here and there. A guy was interviewing the famous attorney Alan Dershowitz, And he's saying, the state has the right to come in and force you to get vaccination. And I sent out some angry comment to some YouTube personality guy, and he said, quote unquote, I have no problem with forced vaccinations. He happened to be criticizing Joe Biden's recent statement that if you don't vote for me, you're not black, or something like that. Which actually, if you look on the social media platforms, I thought that was I guess that's mostly kind of a Fox News phenomena thing, because they're just saying it was a great interview with this guy, with Joe. But if you take that one clip, he's like, "You're not black if you don't vote for me." Um, I don't know. And they're already talking about a second wave. Many people are outraged. I guess the president is saying you can go to church this Sunday or whatever. I don't know. The new normal. Will you ever go outside? Is this vlog any good? Tomorrow night, I hope to be on. I'm going to be talking about offshore banking. An exclusive right here that you've never heard. We're going to be going to the island of Tonga. We're going to be going to the Cayman Island. We're going to be going to Vaduz, Liechtenstein. We are going to Zurich. This isn't Tyler's secure team here. I love that guy, but it's just corny. Why hasn't George Norrie got a hold of me yet? I could fill 2 shows of Coast to Coast AM. Again, as I always talk about, of course, this YouTube is not that popular because it's got no editing or whatever, and there's no theme song in the beginning. I personally like some of the old-time ones where they just come on and talk and you kind of get tired. I think it's pretty good. I am building up a little fan base, if you've noticed, and a lot of the cats who do come to me are able to filter that out and realize that I have some original content on here that is extremely sophisticated, yet hard to get to. It's like a nut in a swamp. How's your new normal? You wearing the mask and everything? It's good. Any YouTube censor here? Again, I did not say anything derogatory about the dear person who monitors the data. I'm just saying it's rather compelling to look at. Just like the crying Britney guy. Remember him? Britney. And, with all the things you can look at, I mean, there's only so many hours in a day. You look at everybody. I guess all of us try to cram in and look at a few partial YouTubes. Mine are too long. Admittedly, people look at them for an average of 1 minute and 47 seconds or something. That's understandable. And also, this I'm not a personality to actually comment on the new normal is probably stupid, because I am an unknown quantity. But I just think these phrases kill me. The new normal. Why social distancing bugs me? I don't know. Just even the term social media. I don't like it. I don't know why. I don't like it. What it all seems to be is social engineering. And is it overkill to complain about it? A lot of people are like, that's crazy. For instance, on the revelations of people about the no privacy, and people are like, well, you've got nothing to hide. That's fine. And or the state power giving you a vaccination. A lot of people say, no, I'm going to remain safe, and it's too bad. You got to take it. I mean, you're talking about East Germany, basically. Um, what can I say? And there's jobs available now for people that will discipline and monitor, and a lot of people being bored with that. And I think it's going to be very, very, very important to make people feel safe. And I think it's unmistakable that when you're out in when we were out in society, there are just people that not a word is spoken, and they're difficult for other people to get along with. They're just basically standing in line with some people. They don't like the other person. Just it's unspoken. Their energy they don't like. And there are people that are very anal retentive that like to tell people what to fucking do. Sorry for my language, but my one listener, I hope you dig this. And they this is a dream come true for them. But this is also a waste of time because the Paul Joseph Watson guy, he had a funny thing on that. Um, they're dying to say you're not social distancing or whatever. They're talking about we'll never have the movies again. NLP is spellcasting. Hey, good to hear from you, my friend. How are you? Yes, the control of the language. I think that's what you're getting at. It's incredible. Yeah, the new normal. How do and then yeah? How do you even respond to that? Oh, it's you get there's no come. Oh, new normal. Yeah. Well, don't you want to be safe? It's the new normal. You'll never meet your granny. You're in the demographic of high danger. You're never gonna meet your grandkid again. Too dangerous. Or you will. And then people are like, when we get out of this. Well, when was it? What are the statistics? If you have a shred of honesty within you, you've got to admit that coverage of this thing is the most is partisan. You know, and the NLP Pedro listening right now. That's a great comment. Thanks, man. You might agree. This very thing, there is a massive placebo effect on it. The mind is extremely powerful. So if you again, I'm not endorsing any candidate, but if it is more than ever broken down. The country is the left and the right in every aspect, including sports, including fantasy entertainment, Star Wars. Many people, many guys have gotten on here and said Star Wars sucks now because it's got its message is too much diversity, and some people like it, some people dig it. This thing is no same. People say, well, there's it's just science and there's no politics, and that's absolutely not true. Everything deciding which medicine to take or not to take, to wear a mask, not to wear a mask, to open up, not to open up, every single line by line is political in this thing, which is dangerous. Yeah, the trade agreements. I know, right? The free trade. That is one of the worst things. After the September 11th, Clinton who of course was not president, but he was like, the answer to 9/11 is globalization. Okay, right. The front story on that was these guys were pissed off about society, the Great Satan, or whatever. Or I don't even know if they gave their fucking reason for that, but they caught the guys fast, right? Allegedly, whatever. Sorry, I'm talking in circles, but the globalization, that was all that was so that didn't make any sense. None of the hijackers came from Iraq. They were most of them, if I recall, were tied to Saudi Arabia. They are our ally. We're not talking Alex Jones here. We attacked Iraq. Then they said there's no WMDs, and I get fired from a lot of jobs because I'm a fuckhead. At least I didn't attack the wrong country. What is there? Everything has to be crazy talk like lizard men and shit. Why don't just answer the question that the acceptable media gives you on this? And it's the same thing with this. It has been the new normal. Uh, if you just again don't read those conspiracy sites and don't listen to dudes like me who come alone and blog. Just look at the news and like just sort of try to remember what happened. As far as I go, no, as far as I know, the timeline is going. There was a story. There was indeed a story in the legitimate media, the new normal media, that an enormous amount of CEOs were resigning. Right? Why? Then the trade deal went through. Even some guys on Bloomberg said it was pretty good. I've got nothing against the Chinese people. They are excellent. However, you could say that their government and all the major governments have not done very well with the coronavirus. They're all on Trump or whatever. But China didn't do that well, and Italy didn't do that well. They said South Korea did, but it's coming back. So it's all in the mix. Where am I going with that? Okay, so the CEOs resigned. The trade deal uh, was tougher, no doubt about it. Some tariffs. And then this contact flu has hit. What? Why is anybody? Why can we not ask the question? Why did all these guys quit? Did these people know that this thing would hit? But this is not acceptable. You cannot. It cannot. You just the way certain parties now are operating. No, it's just not. It's not. This is about, and they just go, and you can catch it, and they want to hit you with. Trump said people are drinking, you know, bleach or whatever, and they want to hit with you. You want to say 5G, sir. You're questioning certain aspects of the story. You want to say 5G, mandatory volunteerism. Yeah, and again, like I said at the opening of this crappy blog tonight. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Life would be a lot easier if you just did this stuff. It's like this thing I was saying, like I collected all 5 box tops and I went to the movies at a discount. Or it's just if you were actually excited, like, oh my gosh, uh, there's a new Kentucky Fried Chicken or Taco Bell has. It's like you've got to get into it, right? And it's the same thing that you've got. It's a group think thing. If you say anything right away, especially, and this is worse because it's something that's it's worse than the 9/11, obviously, because it can come Apparently, even if you live in a rural area, you could technically come across somebody at the outpost and get it. So that is true, but it's like uh, the balkanization, and there's no discussion is over. Pure emotion, and now these words. It's fucked up, man. Sorry to use the bad language. Mandatory volunteerism. Social distance. What's some of the other words? I don't know. There's just tons of them. Yeah, these control words. First responders, we do owe them everything. It is true. But people like to take these people and go, I have a friend in the military and they are for social distancing. Or my dad's a policeman. How dare you question? And then there really are a lot of people who are, uh, I think it's to work at, there's nothing, God bless anybody who work in the emergency room. They've saved all of us in our family all the time. Or in the hospitals, they are the front line. And the delivery drivers, your FedEx, your U.S. Postal, and everything. But at the same time, they've got it's a new world. They've got these pictures of the healthcare, or the hospital people making like they're rowing a boat, or they're dancing, or they're doing TikTok, and people say, well, they're just blowing off steam. But I mean, anybody seeing this thing, this guy's got weird shades on his hat, and he's saying, I don't know if he's for social distancing, or is he questioning the new normal? How dare he? I just you can see hypothetically a room of wine moms. Oh my God, that's sexist, or whatever they're called. And there's reverse racism too, with the Karens, the wine mom. Why is that? Why is that cool now that you can say Karen? That's kind of bad too. You would think that the way the media has just portrayed the POTUS, that it would be an easy walkthrough, but I don't know. I don't know what they're so weird. They got Joe Biden. It's all. If you have a good job, you just shut up, right? Joe, but I don't know why they can't find somebody who can not say stuff like if you don't vote for me, you're not black. Unless it's a setup. Maybe they know. Maybe the political scientists know that identity politics is good for controlling society, but they really don't want somebody as president who does that. I don't know. What is up, Pedro? I love Don Quixote. Cervantes. I was hoping Carnivore would be on tonight. Is Carnivore out there? Give me a shout. Um, the new normal. Are you pissed off about these phrases? It's the new normal now. You're never going to see a rock concert again. You will never. Movie theaters? That's gone. Maybe even Trump said shaking hands is dirty. Okay. This is it. The new normal. And you know, there were tapes of people saying hug people in Italy, and Pelosi said, you know, it's racist. Go shopping in Chinatown. Okay, they exist, but it's impossible. Try telling somebody it was bad to bomb the shit out of Libya. No, it's Barack Obama is Don Lemon, is a Trevor Noah. He would never do anything to Libya and bomb North Africa. No. Richard Nixon, Ronald Reagan, Trump, they would do that. Never would Barack Obama do, because he's extremely handsome and he is a black man. And he would never do that. It's that way. It's down to that. That kind of emotion. It's like Joe Biden. I just need a woman running mate. You know, I just need a woman running mate. It does. Are they the best or whatever? No, that's doesn't matter. Why don't you get a Polish guy, asshole? Worse than this, they say people think in symbols. Now it's just emotion blurbs. It's just pictures. Anyway, so you don't like Trump? He's got some orange tan shit in his face. That's bad. The other person is good. Damn it. Thank you for the comment on the NLP spell casting, my brother. Yeah, the free trade. Michael Moore, the movie filmmaker, he's down to that. Everything is just solved by, you got some anger. There's some white guy or something pissed off a white guy. And that's what it is. Nancy Pelosi, they want to make America white again. Is that offensive to say that? Shit. And yet, there's a lot of cool people. Is it Candace Owens, Jim Brown, West, whatever? They say what they want. They do what they want. Tyson Fury, the boxer. Conor McGregor. People with a lot of balls. Mike Tyson. They just say who they're voting for and they do it. Learned helplessness is fostering by giving contradictory directions. Injections by authority figures will, until people give up, just go along with the dominant program. The very term "new normal." Yes, that's that's exactly it. Said much better than I could, Pedro, my friend. It's this thing you just accept. This is the new normal. This is it. And yet I have observed very much more than one obviously well-to-do person absolutely no mask on. Absolutely no mask. And I have seen a lot of, shall we say, workers, not obviously not as affluent as the others I observed. They are doing dutifully wearing the mask. What can I say? All right. I hope this was helpful tonight. The new normal. I guess I'm going to do these YouTubes until they get better people in the intelligence community. I'll leave you with this. Nobody was fired because of the 9/11. Nobody got fired from the Boston Marathon, the Vegas shooting, whatever. Which what's up with that? intense failures. A true, what's Comey's book? A better kind of man or something. Countdown to self-righteousness. Super virtual signaling. If you're pissed here at me for criticizing this new normal, anybody watching this, then put a thing on here. Give me a lucid comment of just saying I'm a lunatic. Um, I made a comment on this YouTube to another guy right away. So do you think you think it's not too much like East fucking Germany to get a vaccine? Sorry for the bad language, but it is for impact. It is my neurolinguistic. It's a great idea. One thing you will see is I'm a stand-up comic, or I was. You'll see how most of them fucking line up, and that I admire them like hell for doing something like that. But they all are mouthpieces for the new normal, all of them, each and every one. I don't respect that. There certainly is no more George Carlins left. There's no Bill Hicks. Um, they're just mouthpieces for the system. Yes, yes, right. No, I think it was even more than a dozen. It's a record amount of them. I don't even know. It might even be more than a dozen. It's a large amount of them that, yeah, they took and it's like, and more continued because they knew. They probably knew. It indicates some kind of fun because obviously to be a CEO in this is a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Already, I like Amazon? Yeah. I like Amazon. Don't come after me, Bezos. But it hollowed out the towns of regular America already. And now with this thing, it's more. And you see articles that people are lonely, they're depressed. This new normal, it's even more distancing, getting more weird, more synthetic. Um, Literally getting into the control language, control thoughts. Yes, the 12 minutes hate. I think it's time for people to get on here and bitch. Um, and what do you think about my comment about the comics? I mean, I like them all. Everybody, most of them are better than I am. Okay, but yeah, there's absolutely no. I didn't agree with everything Bill Hicks had to say. I think there's or Sam Kinison or Hicks at times was a raving, very very elitist. Some of his stuff, really. Do you read? I mean, he was an asshole sometimes. Um, against he clearly had a bias against his own Texas people, the Southern people, but he unquestionably had a lot of balls, and he um, made it work. He criticized Gulf War One, and he was able to make it funny, and many can't do that. Carlin, he was often a very bitter atheistic son of a bitch a lot, but he had a thinking comedy. I think a lot of people just like to quote him, and then that's as far as they go. I think you got to go farther than that. But he was another one. There's very few like that. Maybe Richard Pryor, Lenny Bruce was the father of it, kind of. I think his talk dirty rebel thing, I didn't really care for, but he was unquestionably he had a lot of balls too. Am I making any sense? George Orwell, control the past, control the future. I hope this was good. Let me know. If you're an authority figure and you come across me questioning the new normal, then notify me in the fucking comments. I did nothing to say that you should take off your mask and run around. I'm just saying. I think it's really time for people to start to, just don't look at the CNN and Fox and let those people do for and engage as civil as you can on this social media thing, which is hard to do. For some reason, the way people write and everything, without the reactions to them, it gets pretty uncivil quick. But I don't know, talk about it to people if you can. But it looks like this is it. This is the new normal. People cannot have a civil conversation. They're triggered by pictures and emotions and celebrities and picture comments, gif comments, um, and it's not that good. Already, people were too separate from one another. No group of guys on a Friday night sat in a bar and argued politics that much all night. Right away, it's like, oh no, I don't want to talk about that. Oh no, he's not my friend anymore. We can't talk. He offended my whole family. Well, fuck that. If you don't argue politics at least once a week, that's the way it should have been. Then, then it was we were destined for a new normal, and you got what you want. All right, Pedro Cervantes, my friend, good for joining me tonight. Let me know what you thought of this new normal rant. Instead of talking about that you saw the UFO or MMA or whatever, let me know what you think about the new normal. All right, God bless. Love you guys. Yeah. Peace out. Sorry I made those comments against the wine moms. But no more fear. Get a haircut next week. Ciao, Bella.